Hello, YouTube. This is Keith Kevin Ken. I'm Kevin, and it's time again for our daily pocket dump deconstruction. What you see right there, that right there is the picture that I just posted on Instagram 7 minutes ago. My Instagram is at Keith Kevin Ken. Check it out every single day. At least 4 knife related posts. Starts early in the morning with my first cup of coffee at Keith Kevin Ken. Then I turned my 6S Plus from photo to video, and now we're doing the Keith Kevin Ken YouTube channel. So let's get with it. As always, I have my watch. This is one of the regular rotation. It's my Rolex Datejust. Man, I like this automatic Rolex. It's really nice. Again, Datejust is one of the classics. I love classic things because they don't go out of style. I hope they don't go out of style. Maybe it's just in my mind they don't go out of style. Maybe that's my Freudian code saying I just don't buy something else to replace it ever, ever, ever. Anyway, that's the Rolex Datejust for today. By the way, today is Tuesday, March 15th, 2016. I know most of you will be watching this the next day, 2 weeks, a month, a year later, whatever. But I want you to know that every single day we do a pocket dump deconstruction where we play with knives, at least 4 knives, because we talk about the post and the knives that got away. Today it's 8 knives, and you'll know why there's so many knives in just a moment. Man, I always celebrate the day. Even a bad day, I celebrate that it's over. A good day, I celebrate that I had a wonderful day. A Cuban cigar to me is definitely a case of the glass half full. Always, always, always. This is a Partagas. It's a wonderful Partagas Series D number 4. Oh man, it's just a wonderful smoke. It's flavorful. Every Partagas, whether it's Cuban or not, is just a wonderful smoke. That lucky coin up there, I don't even have to give it shade, but I will so you can show you how shiny it is. That's the Australian Kookaburra coin from 2012. It looks small, but it's real thick. So it's a 1-ounce coin. I always carry a silver 1-ounce coin for good luck. Today, it's brandy in that flask. That helps with the celebration. I drink a lot of it when it's a bad day. I sip it when it's a good day and I'm smoking my cigar. Regular wallet, I go between a couple of old vintage Coach leather wallets and a couple of Mont Blanc wallets. This is one of my very thin Mont Blanc wallet. Coach, again, a vintage Coach pad holder. And now let's talk about the carry. And yes, it's all blue. Didn't mean it to be blue. There is one knife that missed the carry, and I'll talk about that later. But man, let's talk about it. Really, the middle knife, my medium to small carry, is what set this whole blue thing off. It's also an all Spyderco carry. A lot of times I sneak in a Chris Reeve or a Browse Blade or a Strider or a Hinderer or something. But I had a big Spyderco mail call yesterday, and I'm going to talk about that medium carry in just a few moments, and then we'll talk about a video that was just posted early this morning. I rushed late last night and uploaded it overnight so that you guys could take a look at it. We'll talk about that a little later. The keychain knife, always have a keychain knife. These are part of my favorites. It's a Spyderco Tag. It's a collaboration between Spyderco and Serge Pachenko. They did 3 of these tags. It's really just a nice tag knife. You can wear it around your neck. It's a dog tag size. 3 of these. This one, which is titanium, iodized titanium in blue and green. They also have a carbon fiber one and a G10 one. So there's 3 of them. I have all 3 and I carry them a lot because they're just perfect. Light, put the key ring through that. S30V steel. So this isn't lightweight steel, folks. Very good steel. It is a slip joint knife. No lock on these, but it's really great. Look at that pivot. It gets just enough work done for a keychain knife for me. I like it because the Spidey hole, besides being functional to open it, you get a little bit more security putting a finger through that hole when you're doing cutting and stuff. No one gets scared of this tag knife. Again, you can put it around your neck as a neck knife. I use it as a keychain knife. My keychain knives get most work done because it's right there when I throw it on the bar or on the desk for everyone to see. So, and they always play with the keychain knives. It gives a lot of variety to my keychain. I really enjoy that. That is the Spyderco and Serge Pachenko Tag. Again, 1 of 3. You get that colorful titanium one. S30V steel. It's a slip joint, but you know, peek a finger in that hole while it's open. Gives you a little bit more security. They also have the carbon fiber. And you know what? I said that it was a G10 version. It's not G10, it's just blacked out. So instead, it's all tie, S30V steel, but instead of all those colors, it's just black. Black blade, black handle. It's a wonderful blacked out version. Alrighty? Now this is the main event. I just got this yesterday evening. It was waiting for me after work. It's the brand new Spyderco Verengo. Verengo, V-R-A-N-G-O. Oh, man. If you watch the SHOT Show 2016 Spyderco presentation, and you should, there's a couple of them where Eric Glasser talks about all the new knives for 2016. Take a look at it because it's going to be an epic year. I keep saying epic. It is going to be epic. It's going to be a super year. But he talked about this. This is a small gentleman's folder knife. It is a beauty. I've been playing with it since I got it. Went to bed late. I have a video up on YouTube right now all about this knife, showing the comparisons to other Spydercos, to show you how big it is, talk all the way through it. I'm going to talk a little bit about it now. But if you want a more detailed look at the new Spyderco Verengo, just check it out. It's available now. It's in obviously as a separate video, but also on the playlist, the Spyderco playlist. Take a look at it. I rushed it through so you could take a look and get a better look at this. But this is the carry for the day, the medium carry, needless to say. Again, the new Spyderco Verengo. You should subscribe to this channel because as Spyderco comes out with new knives, I'm picking them up this year. I'm prepared to buy them all because I really think it's going to be a great year. It's going to be one of those years that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, there's going to be a lot of classic knives that come out of this one. Anyway, this is the Verengo. It is, man, blue iodized, full tie, wonderful titanium. Ah, man. It's iodized blue. I love my blue titanium Spydercos. If you're on my Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of pictures of the other ones that are blue. Oh, man, is that pretty or what? Especially for a gentleman's folder. It has this carbon fiber inlay. Really nice carbon fiber inlay, which gives you a little bit of purchase. It's not grippy carbon fiber, but it does give you a little bit more purchase. Remember, this here is a gentleman's folder, so it's not meant to cut down trees. No jimping. Again, gentleman's folder. But let me tell you something. Look at that back spacer. Can you see the seams in that? That's 3 pieces. That's the first scale, titanium scale. It's the back scale, titanium scale. And then it's a centerpiece that hides that knife stop. It extends. Man, it's so smooth. It's just great. They really did a great job on this. It extends into a lanyard or a keychain hole, so that that middle backstop, that titanium backstop, comes down. And I love that. The back is that silky blue titanium. Then you turn it over and it gets that dark highlight. Black or darkish bluish black. It's a 2-step process. So first they put on that blue silk, and then they went back and did the edges. So you see that blackish edge. It's really, really precise, given that this is a production knife. So there are thousands of these being made through machines. But look at it. You do it this way, you get all those highlights. You turn it and you get that silky blue. Even on the back spacer that turns into the lanyard, look, you turn it on its side, you get the silky blue. You turn it that way, you get the black. They really spent time on this knife. It's so wonderful. The blade, S30V steel. Yep, CPM S30V steel, good steel. Look at that blade. That slight recurve, which is really wonderful, because with that recurve, when you're cutting, that underside of that really point catches things. So if you're cutting rope or thread or anything, it kind of stops there while you're cutting it. Oh man, just nice cutting action when you're cutting something. I really love that. And then it has that American Tanto blade shape. You know, at some point we'll talk about blade shapes or something, but Lum has that Japanese Tanto blade. You see it in some of the swords if you're on Instagram. The American one is kind of the ones we see a lot on my Browse blades and on Spyderco, other Spyderco knives. Oh man, but look at that wonderful blade shape. And I'll tell you, I won't be able to get too close because of the lights. Here, can you see the grinds in that? I'll tell you, this is a production knife. Usually, you don't have anyone talking about grinds when they're talking about a production knife. Usually, it's someone talking about a custom. You actually see the grinds on that blade and on the flats. Man, it's just a wonderfully put together knife. Hey, I don't like the clip. I just don't. I mean, you spend all that time and effort on this knife. It's a smaller knife, and then you throw your standard clip on it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I did a comparison on that video, and I put up the Techno to this, and it's like the Techno size. Obviously, the Techno is thicker, but it pretty much, and the blade technically is a little bit longer, but it's like a Techno size. It really is a Techno size. But on the Techno, they have the wire clip, the deep carry wire clip. I just don't get this, given the beauty of all of this. That clip doesn't add to it. But anyway, I can live with the clip to get this knife. Also, if you have an issue with, oh man, whether you carry it and the knife is down or up, the point here, it's going to be always point down carry. You can do it left hand or right hand, but because of the design, they couldn't fit it for tip up carry. So if that's a major thing, and I see a lot of reviews where that is a major thing, and listen, I'm never against other people's opinion. When you spend your money, you get what makes you happy, okay? Especially if you spend custom money, then the maker needs to make you happy, because you need to tell them everything. That's what the definition of custom is. I like tip up carry, but I'm not a freak about it. I said in the other video, one day I'm going to do a video of all the classic Spydercos I would not be able to own if I had this tip-up fetish. Hey, listen, I get how fast it is to draw and all that, but there are not knife fights happening every second of the day. And with a gentleman's folder, trust me, you probably have bigger problems if someone's coming at you to do you super harm and you're stuck with this small gentleman's folder. Yes, it could do damage. It's a knife. Yes, it's very sharp. All Spydercos are, but you get the point. Anyway, if that's an issue for you, this is not your knife. If you don't like gentleman folders, this isn't your knife. But man, if you love gentleman's folders like I do, medium to small is just a perfect size for me, then I say the Verengo's for you. You can't talk about the steel. Of course it could be better steel. Of course you can always do better steel, except when it comes to this, and we'll talk about that. Actually, we're going to talk about a lot of great steels that Spyderco's putting out lately. But man, that Verengo's nice. That's the brand new Spyderco Verengo. I just got it yesterday in a mail call. There is a video that just focuses on that on this channel. I just put it up. It just became live early this morning, so go check it out. The big carry, I chose this over the knife that got away. One reason is I just wanted to go super light. I almost went with a light native because this is small. Do I have that native out here? Yes, I do. I almost went with this. This, I guess you could have said it's the knife that got away, but even before I started deciding, I was thinking about this. Look, what a wonderful, those three, what a wonderful small carry, huh? What it really came down to, right? Isn't that beautiful? If you want to do all blue and very, very light carry. What it really came down for me, and this is the special native with S110V steel, the new production. So is this, but we'll talk about the Manix later. The reason I didn't do that is when you have a knife that close, the big and the medium, just pick one and go with it. You know, I like going with three. I like it because my friends like to look at all three of them. And sometimes I just have a bigger thing to deal with than my medium carry. But that is so close, even though it's bigger, that I thought it was stupid. You know, either just go with the gentleman's folder or go with the native. So instead I went with this larger, lightweight Manix. You know the Manix 2. It's really wonderful. It has that ball bearing lock. This is brand new, so it isn't as broken in. Trust me, in a month or so, I'm going to do this and it'll fall. You know the Manix, it has that classic Spyderco leaf shape. Really a nice carry. This is the very light one with the blue FRN, fiberglass reinforced nylon handle with that texture, that bi-directional texture. On the top, the texture is going down. On the bottom, it's going up. It's really nice. It's really light. What makes this special is Spyderco is on their blade steel rant, which I love. They are now upgrading a bunch of their classics like the Manix 2. This Manix 2, dark blue, lightweight, as well as I showed you the native. Shoot, I might as well just keep the native on here. As I showed you the native lightweight, both of them have S110V steel. You hear me? S110V steel. I tell you over and over again, I'm not a steel expert, not at all, but I know that S110V is better than S35V in steel. All of them made by CPM. So this is super steel. Spyderco is upgrading them. And listen to this. It's not a sprint run. These are production blades. So you have some time, but if you get a chance, upgrade them. The price is not that crazy from the regular production price of these blades. So when you get a chance, upgrade them to S110V steel. Oh man, just a great steel. Oh, there's the Manix. I love that Spyderco puts the Manix with that wonderful clip. My favorite deep carry wire clip. Love the chortle. Oh man, this does have jimping. It has jimping even on the sides of the handle. This is just a wonderful carry. It really is so light. Oh, so light with that FRN scales. Oh man, with the lock, it's great. American made, made in Denver, both of those. S110V steel. So I just want to take a little time to talk about that is not a sprint run. Sprint runs are exclusive. They're limited to 1,000 knives or less. But Spyderco is doing a sprint run with a number of their knives, and I just had a mail call, so I picked up a couple of them. I picked up the new Dragonfly. I love the Dragonfly. It's just perfect. I'm not going to do reviews or caress these too long. I just want you guys to take a look at them. These are sprint runs, which means each of these are 1,000 knives or less. Once they're purchased, they're gone. And let me tell you, when the sprint runs go, and you try to buy them on the secondary market, they go up in price real quick. What makes this a sprint run, it's a wonderful knife. All of these are in burnt orange, and I'm going to show them to you. They have the special steel that Spyderco is putting out there. A real super steel. We talked about the S110V, but this thing is really special. It is HAP 40 steel. If you can look at the blade, let's see if we can get that. You see there's kind of a line. Beneath the line, you see that HAP 40 steel. It's a very strong, super carpenter steel. Oh man, look at it. And it's super tough. It actually holds an edge super well. It is a super steel. Now, the one thing about it is it can rust on you. You have to take care of it. So what Spyderco did was they took that super steel and they sandwiched it in. So on the bottom of the line, that's showing some of that HAP 40. And then on the top of the line on both sides, they have sandwiched it in with a wonderful tool steel SUS410. SUS410 really keeps the corrosion down. It's a stainless steel, stainless carpenter steel. So here you have this super steel, this super strong, keeps an edge perfectly well, but it can rust out. So to stop the corrosion, they have sandwiched it, put it in between two slabs of another special tool steel that's there to stop it from rusting, and that's the SUS40. And so these are sprint runs. There's the Dragonfly. You can tell if it's HAP 40 or SUS, HAP 40 / SUS410 steel by the burnt orange. Be careful. There are orange versions of, for instance, the Delica. And it may look a little bit like this. You need to make sure you're getting that super steel, okay? So just double check that you get these classics. Some of them have orange FRN scales. And it may look burnt orange to you, but make sure you get the right burnt orange steel that includes that HAP 40 SUS410. It's hard to pick up, but it is on the blade, and you should make sure you have it. Here's another one. You can kind of see that line a little better. This is the stretch. Again, the sprint run, that wonderful HAP 40 SUS410 steel, and then the Delica. I'm not sure if those are the only sprint runs this year they're releasing in the HAP 40 SUS410 steel. You can see that line better on the Delica, I think. But there are wonderful steels, okay? Just wonderful steel. Again, those are sprint runs, 1,000 or less, that S110 steel, where they're upgrading either on the dark blue FRN knives or blurple. Blurple is this bluish purple G10. You'll know it when you see it. When you see blurple, I have a paramilitary 2 in blurple. You can catch those too, and that's S110V steel. Those are not limited editions, folks. Those are just available to you as a production run from Spyderco. And then at the end, the knife that got away. Yeah, sometimes I don't like an all Spyderco or an all Chris Reeve carry or all Browse blade, so I try to get variety. So I was going to bring in my Chris Reeve, special Chris Reeve Sabenza 21 that has that Devin Thomas Raindrop Damascus on the blade and that Raindrop Damascus etched into the titanium. And oh, what a beautiful blade. Isn't it a beautiful blade? But instead I decided to go with my all blue. And that all blue carry is the Manix 2 special dark blue FRN with that S110V steel. Hey, baby, that's as super as you can get. I love it. Also, the brand new Spyderco Verengo, brand new S30V steel, all-tie blue anodized with that carbon fiber. I have a special video. It's up now. It got live early in the morning, so check it out. We talk a lot about it. We compare its sizes with a lot of Spydercos. And, of course, that wonderful Tag Keychain Knife, the Spyderco and Serge Pachenko collaboration right there. That has S30V steel, too. I'm stealing it out today. So there you have it. What you have is the carry and a lot of great steel. The S110V steel being carried with the Manix 2, the new Manix 2 with that dark blue lightweight FRN handle. And then I just had to bring out my sprint runs that I just got this year. The Dragonfly, the Stretch, the Delica, and the Endura. Burnt orange gives you the hint. But on it has this super steel. Remember, this is a sprint run. Only 1,000 or less of each of these knives. Super steel. HAP 40. Super strong. Really retains the edge for a very long time. And it's sandwiched between, the only problem is it can rust on you. So they sandwiched it between a tool steel, a special tool steel, SUS410, that keeps the corrosion down. It's stainless steel. Oh man, grab them now, because I'll tell you next year when they're discontinued because they're a limited edition, prices jump up like crazy as the years go on. Anyway, there you have it. Just a messy desk of knives. I'm Keith Kevin Ken. Actually, I'm Kevin from Keith Kevin Ken. Don't forget to thumb this up. Hit that subscribe button. I post every single day. We do the daily dump deconstruction, and we talk about a bunch of knives. So subscribe so that you know when those come up, and especially you know when the special videos like the Spyderco Verengo video comes up. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your time. I really do. You have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.